Hello everyone, my name is Lee Martin and I'd like to welcome you today to our STEINEL web seminar whereby I'll be covering off the details on the STEINEL DALI 2 know-how. STEINEL, innovation leader in the sensor technology for over 30 years. We have 5 sensor technologies within our product portfolio, 3 of which are STEINEL groundbreaking inventions. From PIR technology in 1987, the invention of the microwave high-frequency technology in 1999, the adoption of the ultrasonic technology in 2014. It was then in 2016 that STEINEL invented the optical sensor, the sensor that is able to not only identify people based on the body shape, but also count people within the detection zones. This is known as our HPD, Human Presence Detection. It was then in 2018 that STEINEL invented True Presence technology, the technology that is able to detect movements such as breathing within the room. Further development from DALI to DALI 2, so it's an update for the DALI range. It's troubleshooting, new features, standardized control units, and a mandatory certification. STEINEL speak DALI 2. We are one of 28 regular members of the Digital Illumination Interface Alliance. We have active involvement in shaping of the DALI 2 standards. We have 48 certified DALI 2 products. We have the most number of DALI 2 certified input devices and the most number of DALI 2 certified application controllers. And you can see from the chart on the left that just the number in comparison of the DALI 2 input devices across the other manufacturers within the industry. And on the DALI 2 product database found on the DIIA, we can see what products from STEINEL have the DALI 2 certification in the right-hand columns. The difference between application controller and an input device. They both speak back to the control gear ultimately. So the application controller is with a bus supply. This is the successor of the DALI broadcast sensors at STEINEL. And an input device, such as a motion detector, is the successor of the live link sensors at STEINEL. So the application controller is sending a command, in this case a dim command, which is sending straight to the control gear. An input device is sending an event telegram, so in this case motion has been detected. This is sending the message straight back to either the application controller or a higher end level BMS communication system, ultimately speaking back towards the control gear. When we take a look at the comparison between the application controllers and input devices, the application controller is the decision maker in the system. It configures the system and controls the light by direct commands to the control gear. The input device works purely as a transmission of data and informs the system if changes have been made based on the brightness value or movement, for example. So the facts about DALI 2 application controller. Just like input devices, application controllers are sensors, a motion sensor and a light sensor, and are usually indistinguishable from input devices in terms of their appearance. All STEINEL application controllers have an integrated bus supply. The guaranteed supply current varies from model to model. In addition to the supply current, the application controllers differ in the following points. Range extension. Can the detection range be extended using input devices? The addressing. Can lights be addressed and controlled in different groups? Push button inputs. Is a manual input possible using push buttons? And the interface for push button connection. DALI 2 interfaces. How many DALI interfaces does the application controller have? So from DALI broadcast to the address operation. Traditionally, the broadcast sensors will send the light group to all groups connected. With the application controller, we have separate control of luminaire groups. So in this case, we have up to 3 groups connected from one sensor, and we are able to have different commands to different groups. In this case, we have group 1, the dim value is 60%, group 2, 40%, and group 3 at 20%, all from the same unit of sensor. We can take a look at the DALI-2 application controller overview. We can have a look at the range to see how many number of DALI channels that can be controlled, along with the DALI-2 supply current. We can also see the area of extension with a DALI-2 input device, if this is possible. STEINEL input devices are sensors and generally have two instances, light and motion, with the exception of the dual light sensor, which has two light sensors, and the dual tech with several motion sensors. We have two ways of sensor values: the targeted polling of the application controller and the event messages, which is determined by the DALI bus. Specification of the guaranteed supply current for DALI-2 power supplies. A ballast is defined as 1 participant in terms of current consumption, 2 milliamps. The new STEINEL Control Pro 2 series as an application controller. So here we can see the networking via the STEINEL Bluetooth mesh and DALI communication. So there is now no need to run individual cabling between application controllers or input devices by using the Bluetooth interconnection. We can see the brightness and motion going from the middle sensor and the dim detection to the application controller on the left, and then interconnection to the DALI-2 slave and DALI push buttons to the control gear. This makes a simple, less overwhelming configuration for the integrators. We can support up to 4 DALI switches, having different commands. So each switch is able to control different specifications, such as one switch here is switching the light group on these to 60%, 60% for group 1 and 2, and 40% for lighting group 3, all from one push button switch. As a further development of the DALI Plus, the Control Pro 2 application controller also has numerous new functions. We have the multi-zone, the definition of an additional luminaire group consisting of luminaires within other groups. The multi-zone override by push button can be used, such as blackboard lighting, for school and office functions. Should the control threshold be permanently overwritten when the constant light control is manually overridden for the office function? We also have a kindergarten function or nursery function, which has different behaviour of the lighting control when in semi-automatic mode with a different light value output. Each sensor will also be available in a version with climate sensor technology. Current measured values for the temperature and humidity can be read out via the DALI bus using standard commands. Depending on the sensor technology, range and sensitivity can be set separately for each individual sensor installed via DALI, or alternatively via the Smart Remote app from STEINEL. Soon, also available via new DALI-2 standard commands, hallway sensor with separate motion sensor instances for both room directions upon the additional evaluation and control options. With the STEINEL Dialogue Days, you are able to create your own schedule and choose from one of the 20 different sessions available, whether this is further information regarding our Control Pro 2 series, additional information on our True Presence, the basics and applications, or our digital workshop, the networking of Bluetooth. Thank you for your time. Now it's your turn to ask any questions you may have from today's webinar. Please feel free to ask your question in the live chat and we will answer these as best as we can for you. Thank you again for your time and your questions. Please do not hesitate to get in contact with us in the UK. We can help you from relux planning in the selection of which sensors to use where. We can also assist you in site visits from one of our project sales managers, or even if you are wanting information from us in regards to our ProLog, our unique device that can calculate the energy savings that could be made by the implementation of lighting controls to the building. Thank you again for your time and attendance, and we wish you a great day.